we are ready to say the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number 2, call to order the May 5th, 2022 Village Board meeting. And number 3, roll call shows Jack is excused and Peter is on the phone. Otherwise, everyone is in attendance. 4, agenda changes. Are there any?
No.
Okay. 5, consent agenda. A, April 21st, 2022 regular board meeting minutes. B, licenses and permits as presented. C, presentation of accounts and other claims against the village. Are there any questions? If not, I would need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda.
I'll second.
Roll call. Shauna?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. 6, pre-registered citizens to be heard. Are there any?
None.
Okay. 7, committee reports. A, library board.
We met last Tuesday. We discussed staffing options in the library, and I want to thank Nathan and Allie for getting together ahead of time and really thinking outside the box on what can help the library. We approved a hiring for a program coordinator, and Allie has also posted for another position to cover the person that resigned. We briefly discussed staff retention, because right now the longest tenured employee besides Allie is just 1.5 years. And of course, like everybody, we're battling with low wages. You know, library doesn't pay well at all. We've worked hard at that. So just in the future agenda item for the board, we're going to be looking at other options for staff retention. The book sale is May 13th and 14th. Allie put a sign-up sheet at the library because we weren't getting a lot of sign-ups through friends. And so a lot of people signed up that way. We still are in need for help for Saturday. We also did Allie's annual evaluation in closed session at the board meeting. And this is kind of a friends matter, but I just wanted to mention it. If you could spread the word that we do have monies available for the Summer Rec Scholarship Program. We've only had, I think, two kids that have applied, or one family with 2 children. So we do have monies available. So if you want to spread the word, I know the police officers are getting the word out to the schools, and so we want kids to be able to attend. And it's filling up fast, so that's all I had from library board.
Any questions for Pat? Okay. 8, unfinished business from previous meetings. There's none. 9, new business, discussion and possible action on committee appointments, and they are as listed. There are no changes, and I would need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the committee appointments.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. B, discussion and possible action on resolution R-8-22, preliminary special assessment, final paving, Wildwood Phase 1.
So you should have in front of you the engineering's report and the resolution, the preliminary special assessment. Do you have any questions at this time?
So is the other lot's gonna be part of a different assessment, the stuff on the back,
Yeah,
stuff like that?
yeah, that's gonna be all phase 2 for when they put their stuff in.
Okay.
What did we decide on for the initial proposal for financing?
It's 2 annual installments.
Okay.
In there, we have interest at 6% because as of right now, we have no idea what it's gonna be by the time we take the loan out. So
Okay.
most likely it'll be reduced. I think about a week or two ago, I was quoted around 4.5, so.
Okay.
If there are no more questions, I would need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve R-8-22 preliminary special assessments for final phase of Wildwood Phase 1.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, Shawna?
Aye.
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 Peter?
Aye.
Motion carried. C, discussion and possible action setting up a training time for finance software training.
So this is for the training that we were gonna do the last time and it was down. So, whenever you guys want to set that up, we can. If you want multiple days so that people can make it, it's fine too.
Is it easier to do it like a committee of a whole?
Well, I don't think there's really a need for the committee of the whole. I mean, you don't really need to have you could just publish a notice of potential quorum for training. Public's still invited if they want to. It just, then you don't have to open it and close it like a normal meeting.
Okay. Would it be easier to do it before a board meeting? Like how long is-
Typically, I think for your guys' sake, it's usually easier before a board meeting, potentially. Otherwise, it's up to you, whenever you guys wanna do it.
Any suggestions?
I think before a board meeting is preferable, at least as far as I'm
I think
concerned.
it's short, it's only like 30 minutes or whatever, we're not gonna do it for.
Yeah, and
And we can do it for 30, and then if someone needs more time, we can set up a meeting to do it, me one-on-one with them, so.
It would be, yeah,
if we could wait till June,
yeah,
that would be preferable. I don't know how everybody else feels, but
I would prefer waiting till June.
You wanna do it in the first one in June or the second?
doesn't matter.
First.
Yeah, let's do it first and then it's done.
Okay.
So, June 2nd
5:30?
at 5:30?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. D, discussion and possible action for crack filling 2022.
In your packet, I had given you the results of the bid. 4 bidders on this, and need a motion on this to, and my recommendation is for farm asphalt sealers in the amount of $8,290.
Why is Thunder Road so much more expensive?
Yeah, good question.
Because they didn't want the job.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I,
3 times as much.
no explanation.
That's what I do. That's what I do. If I don't want a job, I bid it so high that if somebody did take that bid, I'd be like, great,
Whatever.
awesome, I'll take it. But yeah, that's a, I don't want the job bid.
It's ridiculous.
Where is Farner out of?
Appleton, Green Bay, Mosinee, Plover, yeah,
Okay.
they're all over.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Are there any questions? Otherwise, we would need a motion.
What are we looking for here? I'll make a motion to approve the crack filling estimate for Farner asphalt sealers in the amount of $8,290.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, Shawna?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Yeah.
Peter?
Aye.
Motion carried. E, discussion and possible action on Miller Park sign.
also in your packet, I've got a couple different signs. I had approached the board committee some time ago in regards to a design that I seen and kind of then again designed. The problem is with that, one of the problems is that was a $25,000 sign. So I was instructed to come back with a sign for Miller Park. There was also other discussions involved in this too. And so basically, I darn near cut it in half by coming up with a different design with Graphics House here. And what you see in your packet on the board is what the sign would look like. That's what for the sign itself. So, sorry, it's sideways there. But what it's doing is taking our logo, Hortonville, saying that, hey, Miller Park is ours, displaying Miller Park. The circles underneath there is basically saying what we have in the park currently. So pickleball, swing set, tennis, and also basketball. We do not have a number for an address. So what you see typically on signs is that there's a number on the sign itself, so that emergency personnel, especially if they come from out of the area and they don't know, the 530 on that corner would reflect the address. So the sign is made out of a foam material that does not deteriorate, does not fade per se, and your pillars are made out of metal. They're not. It's not a wood structure. After a while, wood disintegrates. It deteriorates, warps, moves, whatever. So the actual pillars on this are metal.
Great, I'm familiar with that material. I have a farm sign that we had made 20 years ago, that we actually have hanging in our backyard. And I know it's very durable, and the colors don't fade. But have we looked at any sign places locally to do this? Because the price to me still seems, I mean, exponentially high, considering we have bought and had a custom sign made.
Remember, this sign is not very small either.
No, I get it.
You
I
know,
get
this
it.
is larger than what we have out here. This is 8 foot.
We have
almost 10
4 by
feet
8.
wide.
Yep, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
this is almost 10 feet
yeah.
wide.
So, I'm not against this, but
Yes and no. Some of the signs that are created, a lot of them that are created, such as through the DSC, what? DCS? What is that? BCS?
BSE.
BSC, sorry. This would be through the correctional facility, and a lot of them are metal signs. So it's a graphic on a metal plate. That's what a lot of them are. Or you go acrylic, plastic. So you have them two different ones. This one here, given that composite or this mold material, not a lot of places do this. So you can, and I don't know how much cheaper you're gonna get it, to be honest with you. There's a sign that was just done in Appleton, and that was actually more. And that was actually vinyl on a metal, and I believe it also was metal on the post too. And that one came out to like 15,000.
I just don't want to be a stick in the mud, but I can give you a place into here that makes them, and
Mhm.
I'd like to see a
My
second
neighbor works
proposal.
there.
I'd like to see
I
a
know
second
that.
price.
So I've been speaking to my neighbor, she works there. And
Which one?
she was saying that this is a good price on this sign,
Which place?
up in De Pere.
Um,
She's saying that the graphics house this is a good site, good price for this sign. So, kind of talking with her a little bit. She actually designs for the signs.
I still would like to see a second price.
And I
Personally.
can do that. We are under a time strain. I want this done before July 1st. We're gonna open it up. The sign up there, I'm gonna tell you, is junk. And I said this Monday, and I'll say this here again, you know, I came to you guys back in December. And I've been waiting and waiting, you know, and I'm gonna start pushing the gamut now. That sign we have down there is, it's gonna come up. We aren't gonna have that park then identified, because because of the landscaping to that, it has to come out now anyway.
The design's already, like, you've already got that there. I think if you gave that to the other place in De Pere, and I'll talk to you after, I don't wanna say the name out loud, because I'm not sure we're thinking the same place, but I understand, but I just would like
Was
to
it a
see
lady's name or
two
a gentleman's
prices.
name?
I would like to see two, I just feel like we're looking at just one place, and I'd like to see if the other place comes in
that's fine.
higher, then they come in higher.
That's fine.
It's a lot of money for a sign.
Oh, we
You have to explain to-
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Hey, Craig.
And I would agree
Craig,
with
this
that.
is Peter.
Yeah, Pete?
That sign is almost 8 feet high. Is that too high?
No. You're gonna have landscaping underneath it too, so,
Okay.
you want it to stick out, you don't want it too low to the
Is
ground.
there gonna be lighting there too? You're gonna light it? Is it
Uh,
a lit sign, so you're gonna
this-
put some sort of landscaping light up or something?
This is not a lidded sign.
But-
So we eventually will. We have the infrastructure underneath there that we can light this sign. We just gotta figure out the correct lights to put under there. You get some lights that won't last. So we're looking at an LED, you can, and where to place it, either underneath, on top, whatever. I don't want it to look shabby. So I gotta figure that out.
I just wanna make sure that's part of the plan, 'cause, I mean,
It is
the
part
sign's
of the
great,
plan.
but
Mhm.
at night you can't see it, what's the point?
Right, no.
Yeah.
So we're looking at that. That'll be part of the landscaping portion of it. when we
It
do
says it's wired. It says all signs are wired.
Up, down farther though, it says it's unlit.
It's unlit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it,
okay.
the
We're
wiring.
just playing tennis at night anyway.
I would agree with Julie.
Without
I'd like to
lights in
see
there.
another quote too.
Sure.
I think it's our job to,
Yeah, I need to push this and I'll have it back in 2 weeks and we have to make a decision on this, otherwise we won't have a sign down there at all. So just FYI. I'm not gonna paint a 4x8 sheet of plywood and say Miller Park on
Yeah,
it.
and I can vouch for the material, and I can vouch for, I mean, we had black, red, and white, and it was done in 2002, and it's still as crisp as ever. So
Yeah.
I can vouch for
I
that.
did the same thing in
Mhm.
the town of Rome. If you go through the town of Rome, you'll see on the ends of towns, it's the same material in that, and them are reds and your oranges in that. It's still,
Red, black, and white, it's not orange,
yeah,
gray, and yellow. Yeah.
and pink.
Mhm.
Okay, we will bring it back to the next board meeting then with another bid. We will go to F, temporary closing of alley number 1 from North Mill Street to Pine Street on 5/14/21, Stroh's 5, and Hortonville Baseball Boosters.
This is the typical thing they do yearly with bag toss, right? So, we do it every year, we close off the alley.
Do we need a motion? Okay,
We do?
we do.
I'll make a motion to approve the temporary closing of Alley 1 from North Mill Street to Pine Street on 5/14/22 for Stroh's 5 and the Hortonville Baseball Boosters event.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, G, temporary amendment of premises on the Stroh's 5 Inc. Combination Class B fermented malt beverage and liquor license for May 14th, 2022.
This kind of goes with the last one, it's just extending his liquor license out into the alleyway that's closed off.
I'll make a motion to approve the temporary amendment of the premises of Stroh's 5 Incorporated Combination Class B fermented malt beverage and liquor license for the date of May 14th, 2022.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, H, any other miscellaneous topics for future discussion? And the only thing I would like to see is us to update our building permit fee on roofs. Does anyone else have anything?
Oh, be a lot of money. I didn't even think about that, sorry.
If there are no other things, we will move to 10, report of village officials. A, clerk treasurer. And Jane's report is in the packet. Are there any questions on it? If not, we will move to B, Director of Public Works, Craig.
All right, couple things here. Miller Park, just an update on that. Concrete curb is in, sidewalk is almost finished. There was a little error in some grades out there. They had to rip up a portion of the sidewalk and redo that. We want 0, it's flat, the court is flat. So when you look at a 1%, we have to make sure we're really set on our grades. So they went down today, took that out and redid that, and it is shaped. Next Tuesday, they will be in there and actually paving next Tuesday. It will have to sit for a little bit. We're looking at then the fencing crew, approximately a week and a half later, will come in and start potentially putting in sleeves for the courts. The nets, we have to sleeve them. Everything else will then be pounded through the pavement into the ground, your corner posts and whatever else. So yeah, it's coming along very well. Kind of on schedule here right now. We'll see what happens with the weather. We need at least 45 days for that top surface for it to cure before they can paint it. That's really the kicker there. It has to basically dry out, I guess you would say, or get rid of the oils before they can actually put that epoxy on top of it. So we're pushing for that July 1st. July 4th maybe. We're looking at that weekend. No other snafus on it. So big deal going on. Hail damage, just an update on all of our buildings in that. Next Monday, I'll have the HVAC claims rep come and take a look at our HVAC units on this building. Our claims specialist for the buildings was in last week. We did get a report from him, kind of a generic report from him right now. And our next step here is to solicit quotes. So we have approximately 3 vendors right now that are getting us quotes. So it's kind of going to be a longer process here, just for your information here. Once we come up with what we're going to decide, things like that, we'll bring it to you guys and see what you guys think. So it's a lot. There's a lot of repairs. Pretty much everything we have is damaged. That's pretty much it.
How long does it take the sweeper to do the whole village?
Getting the bugs out of it,
Okay.
and your initial takes a while because it's so thick. There's a lot of debris from over the winter in there. So in my opinion, do the whole village in one shot, a week.
I was busy by the school this morning.
Yeah,
Made quite
I
a
mean,
bit of
and
fog
it's-
this morning.
and right now it's really thick, especially up in this area here because of the sands and
Yeah.
construction. Everything's going down into our curbs. So you can't get it the first time. No sweeper can do that. So we're gonna go over it several times. Once we get this done, I'm looking at every other week or every 3 weeks, potentially getting the sweeper out, maintaining, and keeping it clean. So that's kind of what our forethought is here.
Any questions for Craig?
No, but I do have some info for Craig. Craig, on an email I'm gonna send you the name of the sign company I've used in the past for all my commercial buildings in Green Bay, and he did the one out here at Donaldson's about 7 or 8 years ago. So I'm gonna send you his name, his company name, and his address on a separate email, so you could contact him if you want.
Sure.
Okay, it's just another lead. And it name, he'll probably charge you double.
Nice.
Okay, we will move to C, Police Chief Chris.
My report is also in the packet. I have a couple updates on it though. The National Drug Take Back Incentive was last week Saturday. So we emptied the box. Our box is a 24/7 box. So we accept any types of drugs, inhalers, liquids, in their own containers, ointments and salves and stuff like that all the time. But we emptied the box right before the weekend and we probably collected another 50 pounds. So we kind of stock it up a little bit in our evidence room until we get like 7, 8 boxes. And then we kind of have one agency from the local area end up taking it down. So I don't know if you remember, last year, we took it down to Fond du Lac, and I think we took a total of, I want to say between 400 and 500 pounds between like 4 or 5 jurisdictions. So the state of Wisconsin is the #1, and we've ranked #1 in collecting and taking drugs off the streets, so that they don't end up in the wrong hands. So that's pretty cool. Officer Hayden, he did a 2-day training for interview and interrogation at NWTC. He said it was really good. He got a lot of information out of there. I applied for 2 grants. The new radios, it says that it's supposed to go in the first week of July, possibly. However, emergency management contacted me today, and it sounds like it's going to be done the last week of May. Our siren, since they put that makeshift housing unit in the box, has not displayed an error in the comm center. So we know for a fact that that's what it is. We're just waiting for the part to come. We don't know when the part's gonna come, but the county updated all of the radios at their expense. So, they're starting into London and then they're working their way over this way. So, so I'll keep you posted on that. I submitted the highway, work permits to the county and state for the UTV, ATV trails. I heard back today, we were approved for the Outagamie County one. I spoke with Michael from Outagamie, and because Craig had worked for the highway, they're gonna allow us to put the signs in instead of charging us $150 a sign. So, which is great. So, he sent me some materials, documentation of where the signs need to be properly placed, so that they meet the guidelines. So Craig and I we discussed those. I'm working on the signs. The signs I am purchasing through a company. Well, it's basically Dodge Correctional. It's a correctional facility where the inmates are making the signs. I got 2 quotes. I got a sign from, they're called BCE, and then I got another one through Fast Sign. There was roughly a $2,400 difference in price. So the ATV, UTV signs are going to be roughly $1,000. The other ones are roughly $4,000 from the other place. So that's a huge difference in price. So we're working on those. Craig and I kind of went through the village and tried to figure out where we really need to place the signs. We came up with some additional ideas of putting signage up. Also in your packet, with my monthly report of the numbers of how many incidents we have, I added a UTV one on the very bottom because we had 2 UTV violations for the month of April. So that way then you guys can see how many of the UTV, ATV violations that we have. With the county, they come out as an ordinance. I tried getting them to add me in there for a UTV nature code, because that's what that list is. It's all nature codes. So we have to put it into circumstance, and then I gotta run another report to be able to find out where they are, and so we'll start doing that, and we added that into there. And then the last one is we're just working on our CIB audit. It's a huge project. They give us 30 days to do it, but there's 250 questions on there. So CIB is the Crime Information Bureau. In order for a police department to be be able to run people and vehicles and stuff like that, we have to comply with, the Wisconsin time system. So we have to show them how our firewalls are, what types of firewalls that we have, how the firewalls run from the squad cars to Outagamie County, and what kind of software they have. So there's all these different compliances. Or when we have somebody come into the building, into the police department, they have to be authorized, they have to be fingerprinted, background checks need to be done, if they're just wandering around. So people just can't wander around at random, employees. So Lauren couldn't walk through our door and just kind of wander around back there. She would have to be fingerprinted and a background check done and everything in order for her to do that. So there's a lot involved in all this, so we need to prove that we are doing all these things. It's like 250 questions that you get. They give us 30 days. We normally can't get it done in 30 days. Chrissy's never done one before. I did one back in 2019. Seems like every 3 years we get nailed with the same one, so. Other than that, I don't have anything. I
This
made
is
the newspaper today.
good or bad?
You said you made the newspaper?
I made the newspaper. It's a Post-Crescent. It's unfortunate because you have to subscribe to the Post-Crescent to be able to see it. But they contacted me last week. Apparently, I am one of 22 female police chiefs in the state of Wisconsin. So the article is actually, the police chief in Appleton is retiring, and his assistant chief is a female. Her name is Polly Olson. So it's like, is the next chief is the next chief in Appleton gonna be a female? And Outagamie's got 2 females, so there's 22 in the state of Wisconsin, 72 counties, and Outagamie's got 2. So will there be 3 is the question. So it's nice, they came over, they did a really nice, it's a really nice article, and they took pictures, and yeah,
So will it be in tomorrow, or,
I don't know,
because I get the paper?
well, you'll have to watch, so.
I had a question on the news tonight, I only caught part of it. The sheriff's department received some type of grant with advanced auto parts for gift cards. Does that sound familiar to you? I don't know if when they stop someone and maybe they have a tail light out, or, and I didn't catch the whole story. Okay. Did you hear it too?
I saw the headline, but I didn't read the article.
Yeah.
And maybe it wasn't a grant, I mean, you get a lot of these businesses that are just like donating things.
That's what it
So
sounded
like we're looking at doing a bike rodeo, we're assisting the Boy Scouts with a bike rodeo. So we've secured with a local business to purchase, I wanna say it's either 20, the number is like way off because Officer Tolbeson is the one that's running this project. But he's got like 20 large and 20 small helmets that this local business is gonna, I'm not gonna say the name because I haven't seen the actual check yet, but they're willing to donate for that many helmets to give out to the people who come to the event.
awesome.
So we got 33 boxes of Girl Scout cookies last week, and we got just a ton of containers of popcorn, flavored popcorn yesterday by the Cub Scout 3177 troop yesterday. So, yeah.
Where's 3177?
You don't know?
Where's
We
the
thought it was
popcorn?
yours.
3036 is the Hortonville one.
Yeah, 3177, the woman that came in with the little guy that presented us with it, she had an Ellington EMS shirt on. So, yeah. So we posted it on Facebook, and there's a lot of great, communities. We got a national night out coming up, and we just get so many donations from the community, to do that. And a lot of people would rather come to ours, they drive past the one in Greenville to come to ours. We have a lot of great events out there.
So speaking of Facebook, I had an inquiry about, I don't think it's very timely, about why did the police department create a new Facebook page?
Because somebody hacked ours.
Is that what it is?
We couldn't
Okay.
change, we couldn't go into
That would be why you don't.
add
Okay.
anything. And then Facebook wasn't acknowledging us. We reached out to them and everything. So we ended up having to create a new one.
Yeah, because that other one's still out there kind of dead.
Yeah, it was shortly right after Christmas.
Okay.
What is your timeline on those signs for the UTV?
They're saying they're 60 days out.
Wow.
Everybody is so busy.
Okay.
So, might be July 1st.
Mm, okay, so the sooner we act on it, the better.
Well, and it's, you know, when you're talking, I'm trying to get numbers back from the guy and, you know, that manages that department. So, I'll reach out to him tomorrow again, cause I heard from him. I was on vacation all last week and I was trying to keep the ball rolling while I was on vacation, so.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking when can they
I
start?
I posted something on Facebook too,
Yeah,
showing, you know, letting people know that it would probably be sometime in June and, you know, we'll keep you posted, so,
okay, good.
yeah.
Any other questions for Chris? Okay, we will go to D, Library Director, Ally.
So, as Pat had said earlier, we are in the process of hiring. We have 2 positions that are open. The book sale is coming up next week, so the staff have been working hard on bringing donations in. We are starting to finalize our summer programming, and we've gotten lots and lots of questions about our programming calendars and stuff like that. I'm passing around an event that we are co-hosting with the Wolf River Bank on Friday, May 20th. It's all day from 9 to 6. The wolf den in the library is complete. The wall is complete. So I invite everyone to come see it during that 5-minute break before the closed session, because it's really, really amazing. No Limits downtown Hortonville did our vinyl mural on the wall, and it looks fantastic. So we are doing a grand reopening of the space on that day, and we're going to have 2 story times, one in the morning, one after school, crafts with the story time, and then some other activities throughout the day. And we're really excited to really reopen the space after the pandemic. Our children's area took a bit of a hit while we were trying to sort out how to approach, you know, like toys and stuff. So we're really excited that this is going to be a really exciting event and reopening of the space. So they're putting out press releases, and the Facebook event has gone out as well. And I handed this out to you. So, yeah.
Any questions for Ally? Okay, we'll go to E, Attorney.
I don't have an update. Happy to answer questions.
Okay. F, Administrator, Nathan.
We planted a few trees for Arbor Day, cleared out the back pathway here, which was really bad and not really maintained over the past few years. And it got rid of a good amount of pines out of there that was strangling some of our trees. That's about it, other than the report that's in the packet as of right now, that I can think of. So, yeah.
Did
Just
you put the pictures on the website yet?
Arbor Day?
we have our deputy clerk's working on that. She's getting it prepared. Yeah. No, he's talking about
Board
their
pictures.
Oh, your pictures?
Yeah.
Oh. The
Once
pictures
we
of
have
Arbor Day
everyone's
on-
up, then we'll get
on
them.
Are we still missing 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when Peter gets off the phone.
No, I was wondering if we were waiting for the ones we were missing.
Yeah.
Any questions for Nathan? Okay, we'll go to G, Building Permit Report. It is in the package. 11, Communications and Miscellaneous Business. A, Black Otter Lake District News.
We met last Wednesday and continued to look at options for repairing the harvester and/or purchasing a new one. We're waiting for an estimate on parts and repair, and Craig said hopefully we should know that by tomorrow, early next week, via Chris and his brother. We're trying to secure rental or a provider to do the harvesting on the lake this summer in case the harvester is not fixed. We want to be able to reserve times but then cancel if the harvester is fixed. We found out that there's an issue with the culverts on the Waiwash Trail that they say are the responsibility of Bold. So we'll be communicating with the county about whose responsibility is, where it lies, I should say, and what portion we're responsible. So there's two sets of culverts if you go down the Waiwash Trail, and they're, it's kind of dipping like this. According to the parks director, he said they're navigable, but I think they're worried about their machines driving over the top of it. So we'll see how that progresses. We're meeting again on May 18th at 6. We will meet earlier if we need to discuss the repair of the harvester and or rental. Looking to have somebody from the DNR come in and really have a long discussion about what our options are with the lake. And the final thing is the lake cleanup is Saturday. I am not leading the cleanup this year. Somebody else volunteered, which was great because we're working through Fox Wolf Water Alliance. I cannot be there. I had something come up, so I cannot be there. So if anybody wants to take my spot, they can. I think we have a crew of at least 20. So that'll be happening at 9 until 11:30 Saturday. Free cookies too.
Do you know what costs we have right now in repairs so far? Up to date?
I did, but I forgot.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I don't have the minutes yet. Do either of you remember?
Well, the amount that was expensed first time was all received back after.
Oh, are you talking about the old harvester?
The old one,
Yeah, I kind
what
of,
do we have stuck into repairs so far?
we're good. Everything that, that whole
About
fiasco.
2,000.
That whole fiasco is done, but now we're working on repairing, right.
Okay.
But everything else is pretty much cleared up. So I think we can put that part, well, I know, but we can put the back and forth behind us. At least we're choosing to at this point. There wasn't any more legal in it or anything.
Right.
Okay. Okay, we'll move to B, Hortonville, Hortonia Fire District News.
No,
Nothing. C, Gold Cross Ambulance Run Report and News is in the packet. D, Hortonville Civic Association. Peter?
Nothing.
E, Senior Activities Committee.
We had our potluck on Monday, pretty much the same group, so we're kind of looking at different options as far as getting more people or different location. Hortonville history on Wednesday, and talking about school experiences. So we've heard a lot of people interested in coming to that 1 o'clock on Wednesday. People bringing pictures and talking about one-room schools especially. And then we have a birthday party on May 16th.
Any questions for Pat? Okay, 12, comments and suggestions from citizens present. Nothing. Okay, 13, I would need a motion to go into closed session.
I can make a motion to go into closed session under state statute 19.851C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Shawna?
Aye.
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 Peter?
Aye.
Okay, we will now take a 5-minute recess to clear the meeting room. 16, any action on matters discussed in closed session? There's none. 17, I would need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are now adjourned.